Hi all, welcome to today's discussion. So I am going to talk about GATE CSE 2023 admissions. So it will be mainly about what are the main things which are new to 2023 or uh, which have changed since last year. Actually, a lot of things changed due to mainly due to ChatGPT, recession, etc. So another thing which is changed is this year the scores are low compared to 2022. So this mainly happened because of the gate score formula being used. So if the gate cutoff is going high, like which happened like that happened this year, then the actual score which almost everyone is getting gets low compared to previous year. So basically, someone who has a score last year and did not take admission, they have slight advantage if they are going for admission this year. And similarly, if you have a score now and you are thinking about taking admission next year, most likely it may not be good, but unless the next year exam is going to be easier than this year, which is unlikely, so basically, those who or like those who got a decent score this year, it makes sense to take admission this year itself. So personally, I don't like this gate score formula being used, especially the cutoff mark. So hopefully one day they can just use the rank itself instead of the score, especially for branches like computer science where there are like 75,000, more than 75,000 people taking the exam every year. I think it makes sense to use the rank even across the years rather than the score. So if you see the scores of 2022 and 2023 for the same or similar ranks, you can see like for rank 49, there is a absolute difference of 10 in the score. And when the rank goes higher, like around 500, that difference is around 20. So as you know, like the rank is the metric which directly affects the cutoff because if there are 300 seats, that means only 300 people can take the admission, and rank is the one which corresponds to that. So if you see the 2022 cutoff score, say if it was around 850, this year it is likely to be around 830, or like you can say around 20-25 difference in the score you can expect. So when you compare the last year cutoff scores, you can just subtract around 20-25 to that. One more thing I want to mention here is if you are seeing the cutoff score for interview call, that can change even higher, like because sometimes there can be more seats available, so it can change by around 50 also. So don't just go by what last year cutoff scores are given, especially for interview cutoffs. Okay, so another thing which I think most of you might be worried about is the layoffs. So I think until a few months back, everyone it was a dream for every uh, computer science engineer to work in a FANG company. So until they started layoffs. So except Apple, I think all the FANG companies have done layoffs, and it is not like small layoffs, like a 10 to 20 percentage is a big amount. And they also like it's not like someone who did poor performance or like those who got very poor grades, they are getting laid off. It's like some projects are entirely closed or some roles are entirely eliminated. So and this is like, if you see the LinkedIn and all, it will be about such big companies. But this kind of layoffs have happened in almost at the entire tech field. So if you see the layoff pattern, it's like again, sometimes it's not in the hand of the employee because if some project is cancelled, there is no option like layoff can happen. But if you are working on a good project, you can obviously find a similar or better job in another company. but some roles are getting eliminated. So those are like difficult because most likely in another company also such roles might not be in demand now. So as a career advice, I would say like um, obviously you should always stick to the job field which you like. But if you are like uh, in the technical area, the job security is a bit more higher than in the management area, unless like you are a very good manager and you can handle lot of projects well. So one advice and like one of what I heard from one of my colleague is that in his company they laid off lot of people who were hired during the COVID time, and the reason is that during the COVID time, they offered very high salary. So once the demand is over, they basically got rid of all such high paid employees. And similarly, for the like very senior managers, because every year in India, we typically get almost like 10 to 15 percentage hike. So after 10 years, the salary will be very high. And when the company thinks that, okay, it's not worth having such a senior employee, and especially if he is not bringing more value to the company, they will, they might think that it's better to lay off such people. Okay, so another question is whether this is a good time to do masters. So, in my personal opinion, it is yes. The reason is that currently many companies are having hiring freeze, and there are a lot of very good people in the job market. So the salary offers and are like not very high. But this also means that in all the uh, companies, the employees have or like all the projects have to sustain with minimal employees. So once the economic situation improves, which should happen like within say like 6 months or say even 1 year, there will be huge demand because all these hiring freeze will stop and all the vacancies will suddenly becomes available. So most likely those who are taking admissions now, they will have a good time when they are sitting for placements. So yeah, again, I cannot be 100% sure here. It's just an estimate. Uh, so one other thing is you know, you might already know that in India there are like a lot of BTech computer science people. Uh, so you might think that getting a master's is bringing value to your profile, which is true only if you do master's from a at least from a better institute than from where you did your bachelor's. Just as a degree, master's in computer science, so like MTech in computer science, is not having any value. And if you are doing it from a third college, basically it only like degrades your profile. So my suggestion is only do it from a place where only do it from a college which is higher rank than your than from where you did your bachelor's. And some people think that, okay, I want to do masters to become a lecturer. Again, just getting master's degree is not a big help there because I know from some of my colleagues and junior people who did this and they realized that when they go to some college and they offer like very low salary, like even 20,000 or below that, saying that if you don't want this job, there are other people to take it. So basically, they don't value MTech or any education for giving a teaching profession. So another thing which is happening now is ChatGPT. So many people are wondering whether ChatGPT is going to take away their job. So this is true, and it has already happened. Like at least some of the layoffs which happened in big companies now, you can attribute it to ChatGPT because many projects are now like running using ChatGPT or similar large language models. Yeah, so it can potentially replace any job where uh, where the salary offered is cheaper than running the ChatGPT. But if you are a good engineer, like typically you are expected to after doing masters from an IIT or IAC, your job is not going to be replaced by ChatGPT, at least in the near future. But almost any computer science engineer should get familiarized with using ChatGPT because it can help them in improving their work, similar to like how Google search used to help, or even like Stack Overflow used to help. So another question is like seeing the popularity of ChatGPT, some people might think that, okay, now I should take AI branch and not CSE branch. But this is not true. Like if you are doing masters from a place like IAC, uh, actually, like even before AI branch itself was started, mostly like in computer science branch also, like the courses they offer, it's very relevant to AI. And also another thing is that what is like even when you consider ChatGPT, it is a large language model. So it has a lot of aspect. But the main thing or the main challenge now is it's a very large model and it needs to run on some computer system. So there is a lot of system aspect there, which can be solved only by computer science people. And it's an AI model, so there are a lot of AI work there to getting improvement both in the accuracy of the model and also the performance. And also so basically uh, like uh, even if you go back 10, 15 years back, whatever was taught in computer science, they are very relevant to AI field even now. So don't think that if you are taking computer science, you are going to be useless in future. So I would say especially when you are doing studying in a good institute like IAC or old IITs, I would say CSE and AI, they are almost the same as of now in terms of future prospect. And another thing is when ChatGPT became popular, a lot of AI jobs also got eliminated because many of the AI models itself became useless. So don't think that ChatGPT is killing only CSE or other field jobs and not AI jobs. So another thing is how to prepare for IAC or IIT interviews. So here I am not going to give a lot of details because if you see the blog link given here, a lot of senior people have given very good explanation and shared their experience. So going through them will be very useful. So I'm not, I don't want to add like my personal points there. But one tip is that um, when you do bachelor's, I think most of you would have done a lot of last minute study because one formula, if you remember, or one passage, if you remember, that can get you like 3, 4 marks in the exam. But such kind of last minute study will be completely useless for IAC or IIT interviews because they are not looking for like one word or one sentence like by hearted answers. And I have seen some people saying that I answered everything in the interview and I was not selected. So it's not like they are looking for just word answers or like just answers from you. It's more about they are looking for how you are able to think and how you are able to answer. So if you like say if they asked you some question which is not familiar to you or which you don't know, just say I don't know, and they won't that won't be affecting your selection. It will be only about how confident and how well you answer the questions which you know, that matters. And again, a lot of like when the IIT professors know that you are bachelor students, so they don't expect you to answer like high-fi questions, but simple questions. If when they ask, and they want proper answers for those basic questions. So if you have done a lot of by heart, just try to forget them and just brush up your basics. Okay, another thing is about COP. So last year in like that is GATE CSE 2022, we have collected all the responses for all the COP rounds. So if you go through this link, which is basically a Google spreadsheet, you can see the entire thing which happened on each of the round in COP. So you can expect that okay, the cutoff might change by 2030 this year, but otherwise similar thing will be happening this year also. So again, about the cutoffs, I haven't added a lot of details here, but some basic thing like if your rank is within 50, I would say like just applying to IAC and IIT Bombay, that should be enough for you. And this is for general. If you are like reserved category like OBC, the cutoff will be like the IAC IITB cutoff will be going around up to 200, and the IIT Madras, so the old IIT cutoff can go typically to 400, 500 for OBC, no NCL. And even for the general, the cutoff for old IITs, including Guwahati, Roorkee, and IIT Hyderabad, they can go to 350 or even 400. So I would say like you should apply even if your rank is within say 450 to be safe. And if for EWS category, you can add like 100, 200. So that means like up to 500, 600, you can apply. But typically, I would say within 500, you have a good chance. And don't forget about other options which are not through GATE, which includes old triple ITs and BITs. Uh, and if you are joining other colleges which are outside of this, you can still get a good career, or like you can even get a say similar placements to old IITs. But you will need to do you will need to have self determination and work individually. Like you can see like this interview experience which I shared. So that is a typical example, like how you can get a good placement even from a not hi-fi college. And another thing is, yeah, and if you have free time, means like you are not planning for any interviews and doing looking to do some good projects. This is a link which actually like we are working on. So what we are doing is we are giving some challenges, mostly in the optimization field in AI ML. It's not fully live. So now if you see like you can see only the outline, and we have a Discord channel. So basically all the discussions will be happening in that public Discord channel. And it's expected to go live from like within one like after 1 week. So that's all for now. And yeah, I can see some questions already coming. So yeah, hi, hi Suprajit, hi Kabir. So I think you have some questions. Please free to ask. I will answer them. Oh, uh, okay. So there is a question from Indranil. He is asking. He is having gate rank 156. Will it be better if I choose IAC MTech Research or IITB in Intelligence Pool compared to MTech CSE in IIT Kanpur, or wherever direct admission is possible? Okay, so this question can be like converted to a question between MTech research and MTech CSE. Or yeah, even though it's not for the same institute, but I would say the difference between IIT-B and IIT Kanpur or even IIC is not that much. So the main distinguishing factor here is MTech CSE and sorry, MTech and MTech coursework and MTech research. So I did not put anything in this slide, but I will share a link in the chat where we had a good discussion on this previously. But I will again repeat some points, which is like that, uh, say in IAC, if you are doing coursework, you have to take 10 courses. So all the courses you can say will be, I mean, at least the course title will be similar to what we have in BTech, but the content will be entirely different. For example, uh, in if I remember, like in compilers in the BTech, almost 80 percentage of the content was about parsing, like LALR, SLR, those lexical analysis, those kind of stuff. But in the compiler course in IAC, the first uh, uh, okay, not the first lecture, but the second lecture itself, it will be on optimization and code generation. And the project itself is to make a compiler, like a small compiler for C language. So basically, uh, it's going to the most interesting aspect of the subject. And similarly for database, in BTech, it will be more about what is relational database, studying about the relational algebra, SQL queries, normalization, etc. But in masters, it will be about how to do query optimization. So it will be even though the title might be the same, uh, what you learn will be an entirely different level. So these kind of like almost 5 to 10 course you can study during the coursework, and it will be extremely challenging and interesting. Now, if you are going for research, it will be like you will be taking maximum 3 or 4 course, and again, all of the courses will be related to what work you are doing. So you can say it will be like a more concentrated approach, or like more concentrated learning and doing research. So I cannot say more about research because unless you experience it, you are not going to understand it anyway. Because I still remember like uh, the time when I finished my bachelor's, I had no idea about research, and even if someone explains me, I would not have got it. So I would say like here you can say like research you can consider like more like an adventure. And if you are okay, or if you want to try that, or if you have no interest in studying a broad range of like 5 to 10 subjects and want to concentrate on just one, two, or like two subjects and go deep into them, then you can go for MTech research. And in terms of career prospect, I would say like both are equal, or like MTech research might give you better options, because like when you go deeper into one subject, you are, if you do well, you are kind of becoming an expert there. And if it is an demanding field, you can get very high, or like very good prospect. And it um, and one other thing is MTech research is similar. It's like a mini PhD. So in future, if you are thinking about doing PhD, that will be very good also. Okay, so let's see another question. Uh, okay, so Subrajit has asked like I have got AIR 530, gate score 686, general category. I have qualified JRF. I am MSc CS final year students. Which IIT should I target? So my like gate score around 686. I would say like all the interview options should be available to you. Maybe like one or two like IAC interview. I'm not sure, but basically all the good research options you should apply. And yeah, and I think you have qualified JRF, means in all the research options you can apply through GateScore as well as JRF. And so I don't have issue doing MTech in cyber AI. Uh, so I don't know what. what is meant by don't have issue doing MTech in cyber AI, but I would say like since you have already qualified GRF, you have a very good chance in clearing the research interviews. Uh, and yeah, which IITs I should target or like IAC, IITB, all the old IITs you should apply. So Sri Harsha has asked, like, I have got rank 1413. What would be my best choice to take? So, since the rank is 1400, I would say the best option would be to try for triple ITs or bits. You can also apply in the CCMT where I think I mean, I assume that you are general category, so in that case, you can get mid-level NITs. Again, triple ITs bits are better than the mid-level NITs. So I would say triple IT should be your first choice. Uh, Another question is it mandatory uh, to attend the written test for both my preference given in the application? Uh, I'm not sure which course or institute you are referring to, but from the question, I think I assume that it might be related to IAC. So, if it is IAC, the answer is no. Like even if you have applied to say three, four preferences, it's up to you to not attend the written test for one or more of them. They will consider you even if you attend only one, which even need not be your top preference. Yeah, so the answer is yeah, you answered that if my first preference is CSA and second preference is AI, and if I am unable to attend the written test for AI and skip it, will my performance in the test for CSA be considered individually? Uh, so So, I mean, I cannot be 100% sure here because the things can change each year. You should confirm it, but typically the admissions happen individually, means the written test for one department won't be considered for the other one. But if the uh, written test is conducted in common for, say, AI and CSA, in that case, you should attend it. But otherwise, skipping one won't be a problem for your application in another course. Okay, so any other question? So I think. Yeah, I think I saw some question from Kabir and especially mentioning about one cutoff in the IAC research, or not IAC research, IAC AI. Yeah, so the last year cutoff was pretty high, but like I told, you should not go with that. You should apply for AI this year, and the cutoff can change a lot. So yeah, you should try for that. Yeah, your rank is 239 with EWS. I am not sure about which domain I will work in future. Then will it be good to take direct admission or get IAC MTech research? Uh, so for now, I would say like you should try for both, and once you get the offers, I think you can decide because most of the undergraduate people who have like I know some people who have taken research admission, but even at that time they were not clear or like they were not sure about research, but they some of them liked it and mm, did very good job. And anyway, like in terms of the job prospect, there is not much difference. Uh, and with 239, I would say like it. I'm not sure. Like it will be in the borderline whether you can get IIT KG. I mean. I think most likely you might get IIT KGP. Uh, but if not, say if you are considering IIT Guwahati MTech versus IAC MTech research. I mean, personally, I would have gone for IAC MTech research uh, even if I was not sure about research. So that would be my. I have seen your answers in Gate Overflow, so I would say like you are very good or very suitable for research. So uh, my recommendation would be go for IAC MTech research. Okay, so if there are no more questions, I think we can stop for now. And yeah, the links in the slides and even more relevant links I will add in the description of the YouTube video. Okay then, so thank you all. Have a good luck during the admission procedure, and yeah, have a nice day. Bye.